So here's another tip for you how to use context to increase your motivation for work. And maybe you have been lacking motivation lately at your specific task that you have to do at work. And in this video you will learn how you can use context to increase your motivation to do that work. Because we may not always have the chance to change what we are doing and do anything to increase our happiness while we are doing it, our enjoyment of the task. But we as human beings, we are really conceptually thinking beings. We really live to a large degree in our thoughts and in our concepts. So it is very important for us to have these concepts right around our work. And if we are not careful about what we think about our work, then without changing anything about the actual thing we are doing, it can be either more difficult or easier for us to do that work. And also our enjoyment will depend greatly on what we think about our work and about the meaning of our work, what influence we have on the world, what influence we have in the company and on the humans around us. So this is a big thing, and usually it goes unnoticed, and it's something that develops unconsciously in the background. Whatever we think every day about our work, about what we are doing, is over time slowly building up our picture of work, about the meaning around our work, and influences our happiness. So if we take this process and make it conscious and really think about it and guide it and direct it in the way we want it to, then we can take a great benefit from this and derive more enjoyment of during our work. And if we are using this technique to infuse our work with a strong purpose, then this gives us a lot of motivation. And you do that by recontextualizing what you are doing. So I give you an example. I was working in an automotive company, and I'm a environmentally conscious person, so I obviously had my troubles with working or benefiting from every car that's being sold. The more cars that were sold, of course, the company was benefiting from. So I was for some time struggling to integrate and come to think of my work as meaningful, as good work. And so I noticed this when I learned more about the company as I was working in it, that actually the managers, they were thinking really long term, and also in the sense that they wanted to improve the car's exhaustion and the pollution. And so there was some sense of direction and meaning to my work when I realized, okay, I'm working in a company that tries to improve the status quo. People are going to buy cars anyways, and when our technology might be used more widespread, then not only the way in which it is produced is better, but also the way the exhaustion is limited of the cars. So this gave me a great boost in motivation, and what back then happened unconsciously, now I later discovered, is a great tool you can use to actually make your work more make you enjoy your work more and make it more meaningful to you. So you have to ask yourself, how would changing the context influence my relation to what I'm doing? And then you think about these different concepts that might surround your work. You think, okay, what would be possible? What would be more good, more meaningful, of a framework to put my work into another perspective? And you have a lot of freedom. I mean, you are obviously limited by what your company is doing or what you are doing. It doesn't help you really to tell any lies, but it makes you more conscious of the effects of your work in the world and the impact it is having, as well as giving you personally a lot more satisfaction if you get this right. And if you think about the positive aspects of your work more than what you are actually doing on a day-to-day basis that might be very far removed from the effects that the overall product or company's the company's output is doing to the world. So it helps to keep this context in mind. And then you also asked the question, what context would represent my goals and my values the best? If you have identified these different contexts that you could frame your work with, then you really try to focus on the one that feels right for you, that gives you the most motivation, the most power in your work, and the most motivation in every morning to do your work. Maybe you liked the video, then I would really appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up, and see you in the next video.